Hey everybody, I just wanted to make this quick video response to a comment left on the Outlich video. Basically, that person said, you open Duster against a back row deck. That's correct, and that comment is extremely valid and legitimate, right? That's what happened. Just to be clear, I'm not upset or annoyed or offended by that comment, but I just realized maybe I need to, just clarify some things in case people get the wrong idea about what this channel is and what I'm trying to do here. Just to, set the expectations a little bit. So, first off, this just want to clarify, this channel is a personal YouTube account. It's my account that I watch YouTube videos on in my personal life, my private life. I'm not a content creator. This is not a Master Duel YouTube channel. This is not a Mekk-Knight Crusadia YouTube channel. So don't expect content in that traditional sense of the word. I'm simply a Mekk-Knight Crusadia player who is in the masterduelmeta.com Discord, in that Crusadia channel, in that community, and I help like not young, but new players if they want to know more about the deck. That's basically what we do there, right? I'm basically the only Mekk-Knight Crusadia player, or even Crusadia player, to consistently climb to Master 1 and before this Diamond 1 in the Master Duel meta community. Doesn't mean that I'm the only one doing it in Master Duel. It's just that no one else is uploading on masterduelmeta.com, right? So I started doing that just to, inspire maybe, or give ideas to people who are interested in playing Crusadia / Mekk-Knight / World Legacy, or even just for them to maybe glean some ideas for maybe a blind second deck they're going for, or other concepts that I've tried in the past. Maybe just gives people some ideas for what they want to do with their own deck, right? That's all there is to it. Like, I'm just sharing the lists that I play to Master 1 or Diamond 1 every season, and then documenting my experience, documenting how I played through the meta environment, how I played certain matchups, etc. And that's all there was to that in the start, where I just uploaded lists on Master Duel Meta. Then people started asking for replays, but then Master Duel only lets you save 10 replays, and in order to save a new one, you have to delete an old one to make way. But then you have to rewatch like months old replays and try and figure out, okay, should I keep this one or should I keep? But that World Legacy Scars replay was so epic. I wasted a lot of time just trying to sort through my replays. So I created this playlist on my personal account just to upload replays to, and I always link. I don't link to my channel. I link to that playlist because I don't want people to really subscribe to this channel necessarily. I'm not trying to grow a community. I'm not trying to gain subscribers. I'm not trying to ask for likes. I don't care about any of that. This is literally just a random dude who plays Mekk-Knight Crusadia, okay? So, so the point is, so I upload these replays, and it's simply for people who want to see how maybe a deck works, in the current meta, in the past meta, how the deck plays against different matchups like tier elements, branded, sprite, whatever, or just how like basic combos and lines are played in the various lists that I've uploaded over the last few months, or actually over the last year almost. So this is purely a resource, and it's purely a reference. It's purely a repository, a replay library. That's all it is. It's not Mekk-Knight Crusadia content. It's not Master Duel content. So don't come expecting some amazing stuff, because literally the only thing I do at minimum every month is the full deck list video discussion. That's something that I'll continue doing every month. So I'll upload the list on Master Duel Meta, and then I'll do like a half an hour to 1 hour. I'll try and make those shorter, really. I just keep rambling, sorry, but basically a video discussion that goes through certain tech choices in greater detail, and maybe shows a few replays, and discusses certain things. That's basically the minimum that I'll do every month. Beyond that, I don't really see a point in uploading replays for blind second, and this gets back to the comment on the Outlich video, right? They said, you open Duster against a back row deck. As I said in response there, the fact is, when I'm playing a blind second deck like this, and in fact the past few months, there is really nothing really you can learn from the replays, because you can look up a Crusadia guide from 2018-19 when the deck first released, or even a Mekk-Knight guide if you want, and you can already know how to pilot this deck. It's not that complicated when you play blind second. you simply open the outs, you slap the outs on the board, you clear the board, and then you just do the very simple, extremely simple lines that, honestly, I don't need to create a guide for, because there have been years of guides made for Mekk-Knights and Crusadias, right? So that's all there is to it. In a blind second deck, throughout this season, and in fact the last few seasons where I played blind second, before this was Crusadia Kaiju OTK, this season was more of a mid-rangey kind of option deck. The essence remains the same. I win in one of three ways playing blind second, and I think this is true of most blind second decks. 1, opponent bricks. 2, I hand trap them to death, or I hand trap them early enough, and they just don't have extenders, so they end on a very simple game state that their deck is not equipped to handle. Very simple example is Tearlaments. If they opened Reinoheart and then like 4, like Ishizus or whatnot that they can't really extend with, they normal summon Reinoheart, I ash the Reinoheart, they can't follow up, and they don't open Sulliek or Crime or Imperm or anything, so they don't set anything, and they just pass and go, and we go to turn 2 with just a Reinoheart on the board. With that setup, all I do is normal summon Maximus and go into the Crusadia OTK, right? That's generally how it goes. So the second, and then the third way of winning is basically, if I don't hand trap them early, they set the full board, and I somehow draw into enough board breakers, aka Kaijus, Imperms, Super Poly, Lightning Storm, Cosmic Cyclone, Duster, evenly matched. Any of these, and I draw enough to play through their disruption so that I can wipe their board, and then I set up my board. These are the only three ways. 100% of my games are won this way, were won this way, and will continue to be won this way while I play this kind of strategy. That is the nature of Go Second. So a lot of these replays are extremely simple and straightforward, and they're gonna look like this. Let's see. Okay, let me fast forward, right? So this is branded tiers. And of course, opponent sets up, blah blah, they go to Kit Kalos. I have Imperm in hand, so obviously Imperm, the Kit Kalos, very straightforward, right? Okay, and then they poly and they go into, I forgot what this was, Dragos Apelia, okay. And now they only have one card in hand because I Imperm the Kit Kalos, they couldn't plus off, and the Kit Kalos goes to mill. And they mill nothing, right? So tiers have been hit enough to, for the consistency to not be so great. So then they just set the final card, and this is their board. This is a branded tiers board. Branded tiers is a tier 1 deck. They have a Dragos Apelia, and they have one set back row because I played one Imperm on Kit Kalos. That is the nature of going second. You either have the outs and you win, or you don't have the outs and they make the full board and you lose. So you shouldn't really expect anything more from these replays. Okay, and then Cartesian goes back. Alright, so look, 100% of my games are gonna be like this, or were like this, Kaiju, no more summon Maximus, no Bistio in hand, go ham, and then they just scoop. So many of my games ended so quickly like this, even on the ladder. Maybe not as quickly as this, but like every single time. But people give up once they see the Crusadia line and they know you're gonna OTK them. Sometimes you don't have to OTK. I think I showed this in a previous replay, and they still scoop psychologically because they don't want to sit through the Crusadia OTK. Obviously, this is very common, and this is how wins are gonna be when you play a blind second deck. Does that mean you're gonna sack them all the time? Absolutely not. A huge part of climbing is time and effort, and in my case, for a Crusadia deck in particular, you'll see a lot of these games are extremely quick. If you compare this to previous seasons where I didn't play with an OTK focus as much, those duels are a lot longer. Here, I play 3 Maximus, and then I have the Kaijus, and I'm open to the OTK. These duels are 2 turns, 4 turns, 6 turns, and even my turns, I don't even take 10-15 seconds to play, I think. It's extremely quick. It's brain dead. You already know what you're gonna do. You slam the evenly matched, you slam the Lightning Storm, slam Duster, and then you either go for the Crusadia line OTK, or you go into the Mekk-Knight World Legacy Engine line and you play the mid-range. And the mid-range is not even like 200 IQ, right? The World Legacy Secret gets a Mekk-Knight in the grave, and then you summon the Mekk-Knight, you basically kind of skill drain one column, if you will. I don't think it's like skill drain, but you negate one column of monster effects, and you just if you have Indigo Eclipse, you can shift him to another column. That's all there is to it. There's really not much to it. So a lot of these replays are gonna look like this for this season, and that is why if you look back at through my previous videos, the only time I really uploaded a barrage of videos was for season 16 when I created that A New Dawn Pure World Legacy win con. That was before Tears and before Ishizu, right? That was the only deck. Well, that was only one of two seasons where I played going first. Naturally, 99% of Yu-Gi-Oh decks are playing to go first. That's the Yu-Gi-Oh that most people are accustomed to. You go first, you set up your full board, you trade your opponent on their turn, and you disrupt and negate and wear them down until they run out of resources so you can OTK them on turn 3, or you just kind of out-resource them in the medium term. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh usually is. But 17 of my 19 seasons so far have been blind second. The games are like this. Maybe not quite as quick and dirty as this, but this is, I'm just trying to show you. This is what you should expect from a lot of these replays, and that's why I haven't uploaded many replays for the past couple seasons. There is simply nothing you learn from them. But when I did the go first strategy, where you set up an actual board and you trade, then I uploaded 20 plus videos, 20 plus full game replays, right? Just to show how to combo, just how to interact and how to play against certain matchups. That was the idea. Here for a blind second, do I really need to upload replays? But because somebody asked on the video discussion, do you have some replays you can share? Therefore, I started going through the ones that I did record. And frankly, it's not that many, because when I climb, I honestly am not thinking about creating content at all, or recording videos really. So the ones that I did record, are the ones that maybe I was climbing, I won, and I was like, that was a pretty cool duel, maybe let me record it. So I don't have that many, and the ones that I did get, a lot of them are like this. It's extremely simple. I either hand trap them early and they can't extend, and then I just deal with their very simple board, or they set up full board and I somehow have enough board breakers to break and trade in the mid range or something like that. So don't expect like too much from this season, or any season where I play blind second. And in fact, you'll see from the remaining replays that I do have to upload that there really isn't that much to learn from them. So maybe I'll play a couple games against the new Labyrinth meta, and then maybe record some of those live so you can kind of see my decision making. I feel like decision making is the most important thing to get out of replays, right? It's not really how to play the combo, because there's really nothing to say about Mekk-Knights or Crusadias. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to make this very clear. Like, a lot of replays are going to look like this. They're not going to be some 200 IQ back and forth peak Yu-Gi-Oh kind of stuff. No, blind second, the nature of the beast. You open the outs or you scoop, and if you open the outs, your opponent's going to scoop a lot, because you're going to evenly match Lightning Storm of that. You're going to deny them a lot of value, and they're going to fall behind card economy, and they just cannot keep up, or they don't want to try and keep up. That's the nature of the beast. So hopefully this clarifies some things and what to expect. Yes, I did open Duster against Eldritch. I uploaded that video because frankly, against Stun, whenever I evenly matched an Inspector Border set 4 board, they very quickly scoop ones that I normal summon like Girsu, or I special summon Purple Nightfall, and they have nothing. Because the Stun decks can't recover from an evenly matched like that very often. I'm not saying always, but very often, right? So yeah, that the Eldritch video was one of the few stun control-ish games where there was a bit of trading back and forth. That's why I chose to upload that. Was it great? No, but a lot of duels are not going to be high quality because they're just going to be settled by an early maxi, by an evenly matched Lightning Storm, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I haven't been uploading for blind second, and frankly, I think I will maybe not upload so many actually after this. Unless I'm playing a go first deck, then I will sort of give you the whole gamut of replays. But for a blind second deck, there really isn't much. You play this the same way you play Numerons, essentially. So yeah, that's all there is. Sorry, I don't know how this became 15 minutes again, but I just wanted to make this very clear in case people get the wrong idea. So hopefully this helps, and yeah, maybe I'll play some Labyrinth games and record those and talk live through them, so you can kind of see how this deck list fares. And of course, I will be trying to test this deck list in the next meta, which is current meta with Labyrinth, and Dark World and all that stuff, and then we'll see if this is the list that I play next season, or if I'll change it to something else. But yeah, cool.